I have indicated long before this time that much as the new government had good policies, including Nkoko Nketi and then Feed Ghana and so on and the rest. The reality is that the full effect of those policies will not be felt this year. That is 2025, because there's a gestation period for implementation of policies. It's like crops. When you put maize seed in the soil, then you expect it, you harvest it around 4 months' time or 3 months' time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it is cocoa, we are talking about, with the improved seedling and the rest, you are talking about 2.5 years to 3 years.
3 years. Mm-hmm.
If it is palm oil and the rest, similar time. If it's rubber, it's 7 years. So the point is that there's a gestation period for implementation of policy. And sometimes we consider the government as though everything was set from 1st January 2025. No, even by 1st January, the government was not yet in place. And then the other thing has to do with forming the government and finally now implementing the policy. So all those things take time. Meanwhile, the season for agricultural production continues to run because it is a time-related factor. So I had earlier on indicated and said that, look, we have to tone down our expectations on the policies for the year, for this year, because the full effect of it may not be realized this year, maybe 2026 onwards. So I'm not, if people are complaining that they have not had much of the Nkoko Nketi, of course, for me, I am not surprised though.
You are not surprised.
Yes.
And then the next question that I would ask is, if you're to look at the poultry subsector of the agricultural sector in Ghana, do you feel that such a policy is what is needed to uplift the productivity within the poultry sector?
Thanks very much for the question. I think one of the surest way of providing protein and also inducing production in this country is the poultry industry.
Mm-hmm.
The poultry industry, as it sits, links with maize production, it links with soya production, it links to providing poultry products, that is the meat, the different parts to people. And you can understand that the Ghanaians like chicken. Is that not it?
True.
The fried rice and all one of things, you see? But so the more they produce it, the better for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think what probably is making it not to experience its full potential is about the level of imports. You see, if by 2023, we had 75% of poultry industry collapsing, that is farms, have closed down. About 73%.
About 73% of poultry farms had closed down by 2023.
By 2023. And you see, that's why some of us are very, very critical about policy. Policy makes up everything. All of us respond to policy. There's nobody who does not respond to policy. So if you look at the policy by then, was that we're going to boost domestic production. However, this discounted benchmark value policy, which was implemented in 2019, made it easier for imported poultry and other farm produce to come into the country. So the poultry industry was significantly destroyed by then. And also lack of maize by then to supply to poultry farmers and then for their feed and so on. And you realize that because of all those challenges, even Ghana government had to borrow from the ECOWAS buffer stock
yeah,
So the point I'm making here is that the poultry industry is very, very central and key to, inducing agricultural productions, not only in the poultry industry, but in other areas like maize, soya bean, and so on. So if we are able to manage it well, just imagine that chicken will now be available in our homes, and we all eat it as and when. Because generally speaking, according to the statistics, which I cannot be specific, is that our protein consumption in Ghana is far below the global level.
Mm-hmm.
So it
True.
means that we need to eat more protein.
True.
So if the poultry industry we must just grow it. But how to grow it is our challenge all these years. And the challenge has come as a result of the fact that we import more. So if you are continuing to pile up imports, you cannot grow the local one. You see? And yet, apart from that, the support we give to the local poultry producers is not significant. So I think that the Cocoa in Kitinkiti is one direct policy that is targeting the poultry industry, and we must make sure that it works on well. But my point is that no one should expect so much of the outcome from that policy in 2025. Because by the time they even started to implement it, I can say that the first quarter of the year had passed. Policies were then put in place. Mobilization of resources were then put in place, because it's not just like you have all the resources and that when you want it, you just go into your room, you take the money and go and buy whatever you want. No, because there are bureaucratic processes that need to go through, and these ones are constitutional and legal, and anybody who breaches them will be deemed to have violated law, and you cannot do that. So you see, so all these processes, you need to have budgetary allocations, all manner of things, because you can't proceed without budgetary allocations.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the budgetary allocations is made, there's no guarantee that disbursement will be made on time. Of course, we also know how our economy is not so good enough for us to think that we have all the money and to implement all our policies at a go. So for me, I think that we shouldn't expect so much from the Nkoko and Kitinkiti this year. It's not because of anything, but it's because there's policy implementation gestation. Because we, those in agriculture, know very well that when you put anything in the soil, it takes some time before you can harvest it.
True.
Be it maize, be it plantain, be it cocoa, be it soya, be it anything, cassava, it takes time. It has a gestation period. You can't do it. So the same way, the gestation period for this poultry industry, farms have collapsed. They need to revive all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Infrastructure of the farms have to be revived. Where are they going to get the money? Government is not going to supply all these monies. Government is only contributing to some portion of the cost, making your raw materials available, and then probably at a lower price. But government is not going to provide everything, like they start your farm for you and then to the end, and provide labor, provide everything. No, I don't think that is what the policy is seeking to do. It's to support you to expand your poultry farm and then to be in business.
What I am reading here, and there is an assessment done by Imani Africa. With your kind permission, I would want to read those portions to you and pick your thoughts on that, because as you mentioned, you were looking at the gestation period. They tell us that it's going to take a bit of time. Looking at the money that we are going to, or we are likely to invest into the policy that is going to be launched tomorrow, they say that there is a possibility that we are going to waste a lot of resources. We are looking at investing about 200 million as initial cost for the policy. In your view, how much of an impact do you believe this money could have had on the poultry sector if the monies were to be given to the poultry sector?
Well, 200 million cities is a huge amount to start with, given the fact that this is an industry that virtually had no support in the immediate past. And I've already indicated by statistics that the poultry industry was virtually collapsed and so on. So to receive such an amount is good for the industry. But first and foremost, that is an allocation. See, it's an allocation. It's a budgetary allocation. And I believe it will be captured in this year's budget. But when is the money going to be released? And is it going to be released at the same time, or is they're going to stagger it? That is one thing we need to pay particular attention to. Mm-hmm. The other thing too is to be sure that the money is given to the people who actually need it. We have had instances in the past in this country where resources meant for a particular target group ended up somewhere else. We had a good policy like planting for food and jobs. Fertilizer was supplied to the farmers, but it never got them. Some of them were smuggled out of the country. Mm-hmm. That one is on record. So you see, the policy is good to target farmers, but it never got to them. So again, this one is also to target a particular group of producers. We have to make sure that every city that is allocated gets to the right people. So again, that is about the implementation. So first, you must have a good policy. 2, gestation period, you must be patient. Then 3, you must be committed to the implementation of the policy. What I've seen in this country is that we are not very good at management. When it comes to management, I dare say that Ghana is not good managers. We don't have good managers in this country. Mm. But when it comes to developing policies, I think we are among the best in developing very good policies. But implementation, we are very weak, and then we are very poor in implementing policies. So our managerial skills is very low, is very, very poor, and we need to improve upon that.
Lawyer Edward Karewe, Director for Policy and Advocacy, Legal Entrepreneurship Support Hub, former General Secretary of the Agricultural Workers Union. Council, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning.
I'm grateful, and I stand by to always share my views, which I hope will help improve this country for all of us.